Hey everyone, Kane from VividChim here, and today we're taking a look at Hades by Supergiant Games. Hades was originally released into early access in 2018, but had its full release in September of this year, and has since been nominated for 8 categories at this year's Game Awards, including Game of the Year. So with that level of acknowledgement from the industry at large, surely this has to be a great game. Well, we're gonna find out today as I ask Hades, how bad can it be? In Hades, you don't actually play as Hades himself, but his edgy teen son Zagreus, who is trying to escape the underworld so he can meet with his real mother Persephone. With the assistance of his adopted mother Nyx, the gods of Olympus, and his trainer the legendary Achilles, Zagreus must battle his way through the layers of the underworld to finally escape hell and reunite with his mother. With the game being a roguelike, the story of Hades is one that's mostly told as your number of attempts continue to rise. Cutscenes and sequences are scattered between your battles through hell, the sequences themselves being mostly there to fill out information about why you're stuck in this endless loop, but the most enjoyable part of these scenes, and the game at large for that matter, is the characters. Every character in this game has their own distinct personality, and each one of them is a joy to listen to and interact with. Even the characters that you aren't supposed to like, such as Hades himself and Perseus, are written in such a way that makes every interaction with them a joy. A lot of it having to do with the wonderful, sarcastic performance of Zagreus, who reads each line with the snarky retort of a moody teenager. Then we have side stories that develop throughout your interactions between runs and sometimes during them. Something that is mostly unnecessary, sure, but it really does add to the overall experience and helps make these characters feel alive. My personal favourite plotline is Orpheus' side story, as it really did invest me in helping this poor guy out. Hades combines heartfelt, serious dialogue with comedy very well, and it really helps keep the player invested even when they've made dozens of runs. You can have a deep conversation 1 second before Zagreus is sassing someone after killing them, or even reacting to the narrator who appears now and again. The true highlight of Hades though is the Zagreus supporting shade in the arena where you fight Perseus though. He is the true star of this game. As I mentioned in the intro to this video, Hades has been nominated for 8 different categories at this year's Game Awards, including Game of the Year, but some of the other categories are actually Best Art Direction and Best Score and Music. So if that doesn't do a good job at telling you about how fantastic this game looks and sounds, well, I don't really know what to say. The art style is nearly addictive, it's so good. All the characters look great. The levels combine Greek designs with vibrant colours and lighting, which creates a super satisfying series of levels for you to explore. You have the gloomy interiors of Tartarus, the glowing magma lakes of the hellish Asphodel, the heavenly Elysium where the angelic heroes may rest, and the old temple-like Styx, which looks like it's straight out of an Indiana Jones movie. It's honestly a shame that this game requires me to tunnel vision and focus so much, because I really actually enjoy appreciating the scenery in Hades, which can get a tad difficult when I'm not trying to die a horrible death every 5 seconds. One thing I do notice is all the tiny details that the different boons give you. They all have their own flair and a little bit of spice added to your attack animations. Water splashes for Poseidon, or shields for Athena, or even wine-like poison for Dionysus. It's all very unique and adds a almost visual flair to the game that keeps it engaging even after 40 plus runs. Then we have the music. Now I'm going to admit something here. When I first played Hades, I thought the music would be the element that slips away to the sidelines and is mostly forgotten about. Then I heard Eurydice's song when I first visited her in Asphodel, and everything changed. Now I do want to preface this with the fact that I think all of the songs in this game are good, and I was wrong about them being forgettable. They're all perfectly fine. It's just Eurydice's song is something else. It's an absolutely beautiful piece performed by Ashley Barrett, and I have spent multiple runs just relaxing and listening to it. It's just wonderful. So before I get into the gameplay discussion of this video, I do actually want to talk about a little confession of mine, and that's that I do not like roguelikes. Like at all, I genuinely hate them for the most part, and I've never played one that I found remotely enjoyable, until I played Hades, that is. This game is not only the greatest roguelike I've ever played, it is the only roguelike I've ever enjoyed, let alone love as much as I actually love this game. It takes everything I dislike about an entire genre and turns it into a fantastic and beautiful experience to play. I'm going to talk about some of my pet peeves here of the roguelike genre as a whole, so sorry if you're a big fan of it, but my biggest pet peeve is actually that I don't think there's any sense of progression in these games. It's usually a cycle for the sake of repetition and nothing else. It doesn't really go much deeper to that in my opinion. Hades, meanwhile, makes it so I constantly feel like I'm doing something worthwhile. It has permanent upgrades and tasks to achieve, stories to unlock with every run, so even in situations where I don't think I'm going to win or do well, I'll have likely still done something of value and not just wasted my time. I also think a lot of roguelikes are very RNG heavy, and for that I gotta say, Hades' boons are built so well that even a run with poor luck is still an enjoyable, unique and interesting experience with various different options of play. You aren't just screwed because you got unlucky and got some terrible item. Some runs you get a divine dash and feel untouchable, while other runs can leave you with some less desirable boons, but they always have a use that feels like you're making some progress and always have something that feels good to use, especially when there's something you need for your checklist back in your room. Hell, I've discovered some wacky ass combos in this game just by picking boons I hadn't used before. The way upgrades and boons work together in Hades makes it so that even a bad run can be good fun, and that's something that a lot of roguelikes don't have. The last thing I want to talk about is that I often find roguelikes have clunky controls, and I don't find that very enjoyable. Hades, meanwhile, is so smooth that it could take you out on a date without you even realizing that it's taking you out on a date. This game plays so nicely, especially on a controller, which just feels amazing. Everything is so fast-paced and fluid, it never gets monotonous, even when facing waves of the same enemies for 40 runs straight. It always feels just as good, if not better, because of your increased skill level and upgrades. I've had some of my best gaming moments in the last couple of years within my 30 hours of Hades because it just feels so nice to play. It's incredible. I honestly wish I could dish up some hot criticism for you right now because, well, when playing games on Twitch that I intend to cover, my chat seems to poke fun at me a lot for being hypercritical of games and being very forward in pointing out their flaws because, well, that's what I do. I analyze video games and make videos out of them, discussing what's good and what's bad. That's what I do as a critic. So when I tell you that within my 30 hours of Hades that I've not found a single flaw, and I mean a single flaw, that should tell you a lot about what you need to know about this game. Genuinely, all of the flaws that I have with Hades are so nitpicky that they're not even worth mentioning. I'm practically grasping at straws even thinking about some of them. It's that damn good. I'm gonna put this out there right now. Hades is the greatest game I've played in 2020. Bar none, it's not even a competition at this point. It's genuinely flawless in my opinion. It's a fantastic game, and for it to come out of a genre that I usually dislike, if not hate entirely, tells you a lot about the sheer quality that Supergiant brings to the table with Hades. It's fantastic, and I recommend you check it out. What do you guys think about Hades though? If you've played it, let me know in the comments section down below. Do you think it deserves Game of the Year like I personally do? I would love to hear your thoughts and have that discussion with you. Tell me your pet peeves about roguelikes if you don't like them, or what you love about them, and tell me why I'm wrong. That's usually what the comments are for, let's be real. But if you do want to see more content though, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button as well, hit the little bell. It notifies you when videos go live sometimes, not all the time, but it's better than just taking the chance, I guess. Anyway, if you want content right now though, there should be some videos on screen, it'll take you right there. Tune into my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/VividChim. We're going to be reacting to the Game Awards over there. Thank you all for watching. I've been Kane from VividChim, and I'll see you all soon.